In this video, you're going to see how most working music producers get clients so that you can learn how to do it for yourself. And the cool thing is that you don't have to hope or pray for this to work. There's actually no way for it to not work as long as you follow one rule. Hey everyone, Daniel here from Dark Label Music. As a producer, manager, and business advisor, I've racked up over a decade of experience when it comes to helping music producers like you get more work. So I've seen all of the trends and platforms and strategies come and go. Just think back to everyone who was selling popular courses on how to make money producing music like 2, 3, or even 10 years ago. Where are all of those people now? This stuff comes and goes, and it always has. But the trend that has stayed the same is that a lot of producers seem to still think that getting clients and paid projects requires some kind of magic that just hasn't been revealed to them yet. So I'm here to tell you that it doesn't require any magic. Most successful working music producers get clients the same way using a similar framework. I call my version the producer pipeline, and some producers may have their own slightly different version of it, but overall, it's pretty similar. And this approach works every time because it's built on acquiring fundamental skills. Take a look here. My clients have landed thousands of projects using this pipeline or their own unique take on it. So before we dive fully into the producer pipeline, there's a concept that you have to understand first, or none of this will matter. Just like producing great songs, business is also about developing multiple skills and deploying those skills in the right order. A lot of producers make this mistake. They will obsess over one skill, like, I need to get good at Instagram content, without knowing that there are like 2 to 3 more skills they have to acquire before that is going to turn into any income. Even if a chain only has one weak link, it's still a weak chain. It will break when you pull on it. But for producers who actually build a fully functional production business and do it rather quickly, they approach things differently. They have a tool belt of certain business skills and know how to deploy those skills in the right order at the right time. That is business acumen. At some point, you're going to have to realize that all of the annoyingly simple and obvious stuff is what actually works. So let's take a look at this producer pipeline so that you can see how it works. And before we do, I want to let you know that we have a podcast called Music Pro Daily, where I share everything I'm learning managing and helping producers. So go check that out too. The link is in the description below. So I pulled up the graphic here so that you can see the entire pipeline. However, this will be much easier if we break it down piece by piece. So let's just start with what's on the left side. So the left side is all about gaining experience, positioning yourself in the market, and deploying that to build a network of serious people that take you seriously. I just talked about that in our last YouTube video. The first step, right near that green star, becoming legit. That's the stuff that we do up front with our producers, helping them build out their portfolio, learn the game so that they know how to talk shop, package their skills into an offer. We position them up front to make everything afterwards much easier. Some producers are trying to deploy business strategies when they aren't even anything special as a producer yet. And if a producer isn't developed, then I don't know if it's actually a business problem or if people just aren't that interested in working with them. But once they are developed, they can start building their network. This is where your paid work will come from. And there's only 2 ways to network. The first is outbound networking, which is you reaching out to artists. And understand that most producers have a tough time with outreach. They've tried it, they think it doesn't work. That's because most producers don't have an actual process for it. They're just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And the second way is inbound networking. So this is people coming to you. That could be through content or referrals or word of mouth. That could be through contribution, which basically means just like you contributing to a community or event or something and people learning about you that way. There's a lot of different ways to do this. Let's take a look at the middle. Meeting people is only 25% of what networking really is. The other 75% is the relationships you build with those people. It's the process of taking a stranger to friend to client. And this process also works for meeting collaborators and colleagues as well, but let's just stick to clients for now. So you can see that there's only a couple of pieces to this. First, we have to build a bond with people. Some producers do little sessions, little co-writes, bring people into their studio if they have one. Sometimes it's just getting people offline into real life for a phone call or hang or coffee meeting. Sometimes it's building nests, which could be just like creating communities, Discord servers, or group text. I can go into that more in another video, but the point is that we have to build a bond first no matter what. Then, if it makes sense to, you can make an offer. You can't earn any money if you're not making offers. So you need a process to connect the dots so that your offer makes sense to your potential clients compared to the other options that they have in the market. And your fee structure, making sure that's fair and that it works for both parties as well. And then, of course, you need a way to deliver what you're offering, your workflow, and the client's experience while working with you. And if your economics are right, then you don't need a bunch of clients to make a living. You instead put the effort into building a small but mighty clientele that does a lot of repeat work with you using our momentum model. The problem with a lot of online marketing hacks that producers are learning is that they tend to weaken the relationship part in exchange for speed or less effort. And on paper, that can seem like a smart move, but in reality, they usually end up building a business full of terrible clients and then have to spend a lot of time undoing that later. So we're just going to avoid that. Put in the work up front to build relationships with the right clients. You won't regret doing that. All right, so let's now take a look at the right side. Everything in the pipeline so far leads you to building a solid reputation, and your reputation turns into some very valuable things that give your business leverage, such as a catalog of better music that earns royalties and can open more doors for you, better client retention, which is just repeat business, clients coming back to you over and over again. It's way easier to keep clients than it is to go get new ones. You don't always want to be hustling for new clients. It can also help you with referrals, word of mouth. All that's reputation, right? And word of mouth just feeds the top of your pipeline. Again, word of mouth and referrals are technically inbound networking, people coming to you so that you can meet them. And finally, influence, which makes it easier for you to diversify your income streams. I'll link to another video that explains that here in a second. Here's the best news about this pipeline. You do not have to guess or build a business based on hope. That is a stressful way to approach any career. The producers I work with have different metrics or micro goals for each stage of this pipeline. And as long as they hit those goals, then they have a business, period. There is no way for it to not work. And if they aren't hitting those goals, then it just means that they are deficient at a certain skill, and we work with them until they are a beast at that skill. If you want one-on-one help with this stuff, then just hit us up in the link in the description below. And make sure you watch the last video we posted because it will show you how to take everything we just talked about here to the next level. Peace out.